Great day, y'all. I have been led to share words of encouragement on Sundays. And the word I want to share with y'all is before you give up, remember why you started. Or shall I say, have you a why that makes you cry? Be weary not in well doing. That's the word of encouragement, okay? That's the word of encouragement for our trailblazers, for our leaders, for our teachers, for our moms, for our dads, aunts, uncles, the rocks of the family. Y'all know who y'all are. Before you give up, remember why you started. I know you may have taken that exam 5 times and failed, and you feel like you will never pass that exam. I know you want to start that business, but you keep working 16-hour shifts and working 7 days a week, or sometimes 5 or 4, but you working triple-hour shifts, and it's like, hey, you can't win for losing. You too exhausted to even start a business. You don't even know where to begin. I know you tried that love before, and it just seemed like it's just not for you. You just got to the point where you was like, hey, love ain't real. It doesn't exist. I know you believed once before in that opportunity, and that opportunity didn't work out how you wanted it to work out, and you was disappointed. Be weary not in well doing. Understand that every seed of adversity has a seed of an equal or greater benefit. I want to say that is, I know it's from Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, but I want to say that quote is from Shakespeare. I want to say, y'all can Google it. But every seed of adversity has a seed of an equal or greater benefit. All right, so keep that in mind. Always know that. Always know that it's working for your good no matter what. So before you give up, remember why you started. Have a why that makes you cry. You built different. You built for this. If you got a dream in your heart and it's something that you're going after and it's something that God laid in you, understand that God put that in you for a reason. So the poem I want to share with y'all, I was led to share this poem. This is one of the poems that used to encourage me. I ain't read it in a long time, so we'll read it together, y'all. But I believe this poem will help encourage a lot of us, during these times right here while we building our Noah's Ark, as I like to say, and while we coming together and we building our communities and we finding out what God is calling us to do. So I want to share this poem with y'all, all right? Y'all, many of y'all may have already known this poem. Heard this poem before. Knowing y'all probably have, because I know y'all are on a different mindset, but it's a refresher. It's one of them words I feel like it's time to, read it again, okay? But it's the Don't Quit poem, all right? And it says here, when things go wrong, as they sometimes will, when the road you're trudging seems all uphill, when the funds are low and the debts are high, and when you want to smile, but you have to sigh. When care is pressing you down a bit, rest if you must, but do not quit. Life is strange with its twists and turns, as every one of us sometimes learns, and many a failure comes about when he might have won had he stuck it out. Don't give up though the pace seems slow. You may succeed with another blow. Success is failure turned inside out. The silver tint of the cloud of doubt. And you never can tell how close you are. It may be near when it seems so far. So stick to the fight with your hardest hit. It's when things seem worse that you must not quit. And it goes on to close and said, for all the sad words of tongue or pen, the saddest are these, it might have been. And this here says by John Greenleaf Wither, okay, if I'm pronouncing it right. But that's what that said that's by. But that poem right there, go ahead and Google it. It's public information. Go ahead and Google it. And read that poem, out loud to yourself when you start doubting, or you start doubting the dream that God placed in you, and you out here trying to make things happen, and it seems like you're not getting the support you want to get. It seems like it's people out here, as the leader, sometimes some leaders, people don't understand the things that leaders go through when they leading a flock of people. One of the things I love my trainer always say is, don't fight to help. And sometimes You have people literally fighting to help when you're trying to help them. You know what I mean? So it can be hard. Rest in peace, Angie Stone. But it was a show I used to watch on BET some years ago. I don't know if y'all remember. It was. This had to be over 10 years ago, y'all. But it's a show I used to watch on BET, and it's not Sunday's Best. I forgot what it was. It's to come on Sunday, but every Sunday, or no, every Saturday, I think, they would have somebody come on there and give an encouraging word on how they got to where they are in life. You know, basically like, you know, how they reach their accomplishments, okay? And one of the things Angie Stone said one time, I remember when she was on there, and she said, you know, people see the, you know, the fame, they see the flashiness, you know, they popular, they see these leaders or teachers or whoever they may be. And she said, you see them on the front. And she said, you see a smile and, you know, all of that. She said, but if they turn around, you'll see all the darts that's been thrown at their back. I was like, wow. And y'all, I'm paraphrasing it because I don't remember exactly how she worded it, but I never forgot that. And I remember ever since I heard her say that, I had always had a need to pray for leaders. Ever since I heard her say that, I was like, no, we need to pray for our leaders. And, you know, sometimes when you're a leader and you got a flock of people that you, you know, leading with you, you know, and grateful to have your flock of people that got, you know, your tribe, you know, your soul tribe. However, it can be overbearing sometimes, because sometimes, you know, people can be thinking me, and not even considering what their leaders might be going through. You know what I'm saying? So this message right here is for anybody that's losing hope, anybody that's doubting, anybody that's getting a little weary. This message is for them, okay? So this can be from the person that's feel like they, you know, all the way at the bottom to the person that's feel like they already at the top. But rest if you must, but do not quit. Rest if you must, but do not quit. And you hear it says, if you must. That means if you must, don't park too long. If you must, y'all. I had to add a little fun into it and laugh about it a little bit, okay? But in the meantime, y'all, I hope this Sunday word encouraged y'all and did what it needed to do into keeping you going to the next level and, you know, becoming the person who God has called you to be. And in the meantime, y'all, I hope y'all having a great and amazing day. And I will see y'all in the next video. Okay. Good night.